Well, they think it's actually less important. The truth be told, though, as I've got, I've done a 10-to-1 consolidation. I've got more applications running on less physical machines. Those physical machines now are more critical than ever before. So now I have to actually really be concerned: is my rack overpowered, underpowered? Am I moving to the right location? So if I'm a business and now I've introduced less points of failure and redundancy, what's my intelligent choice? Where do I go next? I think the key is to really right-size or optimize that space. If you're looking at it, when you did virtualization or consolidation, you've seen the savings. You've gotten rid of a bunch of servers, you've reduced your racks, but then your footprint, your data center, your server room stayed the same, right? So now you're cooling a room that had maybe 30 racks in there. Now you have 10. Do you really need to cool all that much space? Are you optimized for that? How do you know that's the right amount of power, cooling, all those things that you have? I think they need to look at as a holistic view, look at the whole facility as a supply, right? When you look at virtualization, it looks for resource allocation, right? So same thing, you've now taken a server and now made it a supply. Where's my CPU resource? Where's it going? So when I have to look at the data center, my power, my cooling, my racks, my servers, my CPU, that all has to tie into my virtualization strategy. We help you connect that virtual world to that physical world. If I'm a network operator, with data centers around the world or server rooms, all these spaces, how do I know exactly what's going on, where? I'll give an example. If I were to order a server for a remote branch office, some tech is going to show up and he's going to look into the rack and see 2U of space and pop it in there. Is that the right place I want him to go in there? Maybe that's already overpowered. That's a very dense rack. Maybe I need to go 2 over. So I can make intelligent choices to maximize my OpEx. Otherwise, I may get hit with an overage charge. I don't know if it's a colo space. AT&T will charge, whatever it is per kilowatt hour, and I'm in the wrong space. So you want to, be intelligent about looking at your actual physical supply, right? Your servers, your utilization, and then what's going on with our virtual side of it. So we've got a series of solutions that help you. Obviously, we've got StructureWare, our DCIM suite, which helps manage, maintain, and optimize that space. We also start at the beginning part of it, so we offer assessment services where our engineers will come on site and do an assessment of your location. They'll look at everything from power to cooling, airflow analysis, and give you a report, a roadmap as to what you should do. And in some cases, depending on the state, we can help you find incentives with the utility, which could then help fund that project as well. So that's a great benefit to customers to sort of say, okay, here's an agnostic look at my situation. And then conversely, as you migrate in, you got DCIM, you got some racks and intelligent switch PDUs and a lot of solutions that can really maximize your savings. We actually integrate well with VMware, so we can actually, VMware comes and says, hey, I've got a server that's down or it's critical, I need to vMotion my machines. It'll ask us, we will tell it, so the right location is over here based on some criteria that the network manager puts in, based on power, capacity, cooling, is it the right row, right location, maybe it needs to go somewhere else, another building altogether. But we can tell VMware exactly where to go so they can optimize that space. I think the number one thing they get is actually a reduction in further savings in OpEx. When you look at it, virtualization will save you, say 35%. If you right-size it and you look at DCIM and you look at Schneider and APC, what we can do with you, we can help you save another 30% on top of that, because you're now intelligently looking at your data center and your facility to optimize that space and to reduce waste. You may have cooling for a data center that doesn't need to be cooled as much, right? You may have machines that are inefficiently lined up. So now you can say, let's move things in the correct space. Let's get rid of the big cooling unit and maybe go with something smaller, more elegant. So you have a lot of choices of how you do these things by right-sizing that space. I would go to apc.com and check out our free online tools. They're called the trade-off tools, and there's a whole series of calculators that help you assess your situation, and they'll help you give you an ROI or a TCO cost as to what can happen.